Evening, Ginger.
Peanuts?
Drink?
No.
Cup of coffee?
No.
Well, I could do with one myself. I'll make some and perhaps you'll change your mind. This song sung by Sadie Jones. Ever heard of her?
No.
Nobody ever has. Nobody ever will.
Let the moon above had beat, had beat, had beat, had beat, had beat, had beat. I suppose Tamsie's books are exciting, but of course he can't write.
He doesn't have to. He uses a dictaphone.
It's a kind of 21st birthday.
What?
Yes, Tamsie's 21st book is out today.
Oh, what's it called?
Death Under the Arches. Silly titles they get for these things, don't they?
Thanks.
Can I get you a drink?
No, thanks, I'm just going.
Already?
This kind of party brings a rush of something to my head.
A rush of what?
Apathy.
Really? Why did you come?
I didn't. I fell into it. Maxie dragged me here by the hair, almost. I don't even know who's giving the party, except I gather it's something to do with Rose.
Yes, it's his 21st book.
What energy.
What talent.
Hugh is agent or something. I've just read the last chapter.
It's usual to begin at the other end.
I don't have to. I can always guess the solution to this kind of thing after reading the first 2 or 3 pages, so I can skip the next 200.
Modest little thing, aren't you? Have one of these.
Thanks. You know, I could write that kind of thing in my sleep.
Really?
Do you know something about these detective writers? If ever they came across a crime in real life, their only hope of solving it would be if the murderer tattooed his name and address on the body. And his telephone number.
Now, how do you come by this superior act of yours?
It's no act. You see, I learned my crime firsthand.
Oh, you're...
I'm crime reporter.
Is your name by any chance Penny Sutton?
Mm-hmm. What's yours?
Tamsie Green.
Oh, dear. This is what they call an awkward moment, isn't it? Shall I just slip unobtrusively away?
Now, stop. Just stay and brazen it out. Yeah, I think I could probably learn a lot from you.
Mm-hmm. Tell you what I'll do. Next case I'm on, I'll take you along.
Oh, thanks very much.
Sort of show you the ropes.
Yeah, kind of you.
And I really must be going. I have to get back to the office.
And that's a lie.
How'd you know?
A shade too glib. We always used to make it sound more urgent when I was in Fleet Street.
Oh, were you in Fleet Street?
Mm-hmm, 6 years.
What doing?
Crime reporter.
Oh. Oh, well, now I think I really will be going. Good evening. Next time you take me to a party, tell me where we're going, whose house it is, and what they do for a living.
Hello? Hello? Well, listen, old chap, I'm afraid you've got...
I can't come on to Greek, run away.
Why, sure. Okay. What was that number of yours again? 175, of course. Maxie, look after everything here, will you? See that everybody has drinks and things. Hold the baby.
Oh, no, you don't. The last time you went chasing out after a girl...
Who's chasing after anybody? Now, be a good host, sweetie pie.
And I put poison in their drinks.
Anything you like. Enjoy yourself. Thanks, pal.
Oh, it's you.
Sorry. Driver, 175 Greek Street. Quick as you can make it.
Yeah, this sort of thing may work in your novels, but it's no use in real life. Driver.
Okay, Greek Street. I'm merely taking you at your word.
Listen.
You said that next time you went on a story, you'd take me. Show me the ropes.
But I'm not going on a story.
Oh, yes, you are. At least I got a phone call. It wasn't meant for me. A thick, scared voice, afraid of its own sound.
You've been reading Death Under the Arches. Say.
To come to 175 Greek Street right away. There'd been a murder.
You fell for it.
Sure. What are you doing here?
Well, what do you think? I live here.
I haven't seen you for months.
Well, why don't you come to the club?
I've been too busy.
Haven't come to see me, have you?
No. We're looking for a chap called,
O'Connor.
Yeah.
Never heard. Didn't you look at the bells?
I couldn't make out the names. Tell me, what kind of unholy alliance is there in this place?
Oh, I've got nobody in here, Tamsie. You know me, I wouldn't.
I mean in this house. What goes on here?
Oh, you mean them noises. Don't ask me. I got a lease, but I'm getting out at the end of this week. You've got to hang on to your head in this place in case it's lifted right off your head. Oh, that's my, brother. He's just off a boat and was hanging around loose. I had to take him in.
Yes, of course. How many floors are there above here?
2 in an attic. Why don't you come to the club more often, Tamsie? The girls are always asking, where's Tamsie, that he doesn't turn up nowadays.
Tania.
Oh,
Your brother's getting anxious.
yes. So long. See you soon. Goodbye.
Bye. Well, do we go up or don't we?
Afraid I'll get to know more of your private life? Come on.
Well, Tamsie, but he never shows up nowadays. Oh, didn't you know, girl, Tansie's joined the flying squadrons all the time, chasing round all
Hold on to Daddy, dear. You'll be all right. Is this Mr. Robinson's flat?
No.
That's completely bats.
Well, where do we go now? Up or down?
Oh, I can face anything now. Jack the Ripper, if you like.
What is it?
I thought it was a ring.
Let's have a look. Well, it is a ring now. You better keep it.
I'm going to.
Mr.
McGregor?
Why, no. Harlem J. Nash from Idaho. That's me.
Oh, I see. Well,
Try the next floor down, or maybe you've the wrong house.
Sorry?
There's nobody upstairs.
Well, thanks for the scoop. See the front page tomorrow.
I'm sorry. Let's go back to the party. I think I can apology on the way.
You can skip the apology and get me a drink, but it'll have to be a very special one. Do you see what I see, or is there a light up there?
You must have made a mistake. Come on.
Top floor, 175 Greek Street. Stockings tight round her neck.
Just stand by for your story, Penny. Yes, heaven knows we need it. We haven't got a darn thing. The front pages have told us. Tom. Take the Duchess's divorce off the front page and put it where she'll have to hunt for it.
175 Greek Street. No, nobody told me. I went there with a girl. Yeah, well, pardon me if I don't see the joke.
We don't joke about murder at Scotland Yard. I was merely saying...
And listen, Mac, I don't want to get mixed up in this.
Don't worry, you won't be. We're not going to advertise your books at the expense of Scotland Yard. Where shall I find you?
There's a cafe next door. I'll be looking out for you there. If Mac thinks you're anything to do with the press, he'll shut up like a clam. I'll have to pass you up as a friend. You don't mind, do you? Or do you?
If you think I'm the type, I dare say I can put on quite an act for you.
When are you going to show up again at the club, Tamsie?
No wonder girls get done in. Oh, hello. You're Ginger, aren't you?
Yes. Joey tells me you want to have a word with me.
That's right. Sit down.
Just like one of the family, eh?
And that's all you know?
Smoke me bob, Gov. Thanks, Governor. When I've had this, I'll get back to my peanuts. Cool, what a night.
I like it. Yeah, it's beautiful. Visibility practically nil.
Who wants visibility? Listen to him. He's always got to be different to everyone else.
She got you taped, Joe?
Nobody's got me taped.
Look at that fog out there. Comes down over London as though the Almighty was sick and tired of its noise and din. The people creep about the street. Everything's quiet and sly, 'cause nothing's real till the fog goes again. See what I mean?
Quite.
Thought you would.
Of course, strike me Aunt Fanny round the houses.
Does he always talk like that?
Depends on who's listening to him.
Come on, Ginger. We're going into 175.
Oh, not in your life, Governor. Being outside that house gives me the creeps. God knows what the inside would do to me.
Why outside?
The noises that come from it. Strike a light. You ask anybody in this street.
Okay, come on, Ginger. Here.
Cool, go.
Court, nothing. Drink it up. Come on. You stop here. If anyone looks like using the phone, get away in first.
Court, chase me Aunt Fanny round the houses.
And don't you be flippant. You're in on the story of your life.
Not off, I'm not late.
Yeah, you're hopeless.
Well, Tamsie?
I told you. I went into the room by the surest chance, and there she was, stretched out like a rug.
I'm sure she was dead.
Stiff as a rabbit.
Who's this?
Ginger Harris.
He said to go with Peanuts this evening. She went into 175 with a man. He could identify her.
Uh-huh. Last to see her alive, what? George, come with me. You stay at the door, darling.
It's in here, Matt. Oh, Mac, at this moment you could knock me down with a feather.
I'm sorry, but I haven't got a feather.
She was lying exactly here. Her head bare, her feet bare, and the stocking round her neck.
Don't worry, Tamsie. This isn't the first time there's been a murder and no body, but we'll find it all right. We always do. George,
Yes, sir?
nip down to the yard. Have a look round.
The yard, sir?
Not Scotland Yard, you idiot. This yard. See what you can see.
Might put somebody off their game, sir.
I'll risk there. You know, Tamsie, murder is comparatively simple. But it's a very difficult matter to hide the body, which is what every murderer would like to do. Sooner or later, it turns up, gives up all its secrets. There's very little mystery about crime, you know.
Oh, don't say things like that, Mac. You're striking at the very heart of the crime-writing industry.
I can't help it, my boy. As a rule, the body denounces its murderer almost as plainly as if he could speak.
Scourge me, Judge, my peanuts.
What peanuts?
The ones I sold to her.
Oh, and then she came in here, I suppose.
Yes,
With a man.
that's right. And he came out about 5 minutes later. Because I remember thinking to myself...
We're not interested in your thoughts, Mr. Harris.
No, sir.
I don't suppose they're any more edifying than your peanuts.
No, sir. Cool struggle like Gov. Talk about third degree.
What else do you know?
Well, not another thing shot with Bob. Except this is a funny house. People pop in and murder folk and pop off. And the screams and corpses that walk out on you.
All right.
Well, it isn't all right, it's all wrong if you ask me.
Well, I haven't.
Haven't what?
Asked you. Will you be quiet?
Lummy, there's democracy for you.
Did you know this girl?
Well, just to pass the time of day, too.
Did you know her name?
No, sir.
Do you think you could turn the beacon light of your intelligence onto the recollection of the girl's escort?
What, sir?
Man she was with?
Well, he was about that height. Not too fat, not all that thin either. Dark, I think, or kind of brown.
You must have seen his passport.
Oh, no, sir, I never.
Would he be wearing an overcoat?
Yes.
And a hat?
Yes, pulled down over his eyes.
And a sword and a cloak, I suppose.
Oh, no, sir, nothing fancy.
Well, Tamsie, all we've got to find, apart from the body, is a man with an overcoat and a hat. Your friend's got X-ray eyes.
Don't half fancy himself. Didn't ought to be walking on common ground like us, mate. He ought to be at the top of Nelson's column. Man, the pigeons. They'd learn him.
Any acquaintance of yours in here?
Nope.
And it must be either a woman over 40 or a man.
It's a man, over 40, an American.
Gone into his winter sleep. Hibernated. Cool. If only old Fred had had one of those.
Who's Fred?
My brother, he's in jug.
Why?
Because he hadn't one of them.
Oh, keeps a room but doesn't sleep in it.
Very ritzy tasting cigars.
Unfamiliar brand, but nice looking tobacco.
Have one.
Not so far.
Oh, I say, look at this. Nation, connoisseur, New Yorker.
Well, what about it?
It's not the sort of reading you'd expect from a chap living in a dump like this.
A lot of funny people live in Soho. If you're not careful, you'll be joining your brother Fred, my lad.
Cool.
Let's try the floor below. Well, we'll leave things as we found them. It'll only make you sick.
Cool. Cool.
Oh, for heaven's sake, stop saying core. Can't the fellow enjoy a joke if he wants to?
Open up, police.
Blimey, he didn't half lock himself up for the night.
Oh, we've met before, I think.
Never.
I beg your pardon?
You may have seen me. I'm not aware that you've ever been presented to me.
You're Mark Struberg, the actor.
Sir Mark Struberg. Arise, Sir Mark, and accept the reward of every great Shakespearean actor. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him.
Yes. Go in, we want to talk to you.
Come in. Come in. Well.
Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary tonight?
I always see and hear extraordinary things.
Haven't got a body hidden away by any chance, have you?
Oh, yes. I've got bodies. 5 of them. Shh. 5 dramatic critics. They're not quite dead, but they soon will be. Quite soon. Shh.
Where are these bodies of yours, Struberg?
Sir Mark, if you please. I'll show you. Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Christ.
This is the Evening Standard critic. This is the news. This? Yes, this is the Times. He's pretty far gone. That's Ivor Brown of the Observer. This? James Agard.
He's in a bad way.
A very bad way. They're mine. You can't have them.
That's all right, we don't want them. Come on.
Avaunt! Begone! Thou hast set me on the rack!
Blimey. Hey! Lock me with that starter, would you?
Friend of yours?
I've run across him before.
Is he Sir Mark?
No. He used to be on the hall. He's one of those blokes with a freak memory. The audience used to ask him dates and things, and he never failed. He was billed as the great know-all. Then it struck him that he could act, so he started a repertory company with himself as star. Flopped, lost all his money, and funnily enough, lost his memory, too.
How do you know him?
Oh, he's made himself a bit of a nuisance now and again.
Dangerous?
In what way?
Well, homicidal, perhaps?
We don't know. Yet. Who lives here?
A girl. She works at the Orange Grove nightclub across the street.
Oh?
What do you mean, oh, man? I didn't know till tonight that she lives here. Hello, kid. Sorry to worry you again.
That's all right.
This is Detective Inspector Mackenzie.
What do you think you're up to, Tamsie? I'm in a hurry. I've got a date with the law.
Well, I wouldn't deprive the aristocracy of its established privileges, but I'd like a word with you before you go.
All right, come in. Excuse me, but I'm late already.
That's all right. You carry on. Do you mind if I sit down, Miss...
Just call me Tania. All the boys do.
The inspector isn't one of the boys, Tania.
What's your other name?
Smith.
Tamsie, perhaps you better explain to Miss Smith.
Well, listen, kid, tonight I got a call from somebody who mistook me for somebody else.
Oh, I know that kind of
Now,
guy.
don't interrupt. This person asked me to come along here, so I came, and I called on everyone.
Including me.
Including you. And upstairs in the attic, I found the body of a girl.
Body?
Yes, strangled.
But you're kidding, Tamsie. You mean the Strangler's been here in this house?
Probably. But the body's gone.
Oh, you are kidding.
I'm not.
I'm not going to stay in this house another minute. It was bad enough before.
How do you mean?
Haunted or something. The strangest things happen.
Huh, you're telling us.
I'm going now. Good night, all.
Heard anything out of the ordinary tonight?
But for an odd bell ringing and a little chain rattling, everything's been very peaceful.
Lummy, this is the queerest house I've ever been in, and no mistake.
There's no mistake. The queerest people seem to be here.
That's right, mate, we're here.
I've looked around the yard, so there's nothing there. Well, nothing that's got anything to do with this case.
Well, we'll get on with our inquiries. I'll let you know, Tamsie, when the body turns up.
Well, where's my story?
No story tonight.
Huh?
The body's gone.
What are you talking about? Bodies don't disappear. Except in the thrillers, you write.
Well, this one has.
What does the inspector say?
Oh, he isn't worried.
Not worried.
No, he says it'll turn up.
Just like this. It'll turn up. And in the meantime, I suppose, I have to call up the office and say, sorry, boys, no story tonight. We have to wait for a body.
Yes, dear.
Editors just love being led up the garden, don't they? Where's that telephone?
Oi.
What?
Tuppence.
Oh. Thank you.
Well, come on. Let's have your ideas. Both of them.
The young girl found dead in flat.
What do you think we're trying to do with this story? Hush it up?
How about the killer strikes again?
No, that won't do. I have it. Soho killer strikes again. Yes, that's it. Hello? Yes, Penny? What? But it can't. It can't, not at this time of night. Why, we've held back the third edition for it.
It's no good saying it can't. It has.
Now, see here, Penny. She's not going to get away with it. You're not going to let her get away with it. She's dead and she's got to stay dead. Unless she shows up dead by tomorrow morning, you're fired. You understand me? Fired. Put that cow's divorce back on the front page.
Well, who taught you to play like that, Joe?
Nobody teaches me anything. I teach myself. Like it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I asked her.
Sorry.
Yes, I liked it.
I'll play some more sometime.
He thinks this place is a cabaret and he's the star performer.
Who said?
Plonk, plonk, plonk whenever there's any work to do. One of these days I'll bash it over your head.
If you listen to her long enough, you'll know all about me.
Perhaps. Tell me, Joe, you seen any cars or taxis hanging around here tonight?
Visibility nil.
Served any suspicious-looking customers?
Yes. 2.
Thanks.
They brought a body into the house across the road.
They did?
Yeah. Nothing unusual about that, of course. It was a drunk.
Come on, let's go.
Why the gas this morning? Good boy, Joe. There's only 2 things to do with that kind. Keep your mouth shut, or I'll shut theirs.
You leave it to Joe to know what to do. I'm smart, me.
Oh, there's your girlfriend, Tania. I see.
See what?
So this is the club she was talking about.
Yes. Yes, I used to come here quite a lot for copy for my books. You'd be surprised what a lot these girls know.
I'm sure.
I'd like to bring Tania over here.
Do? Yes, boss.
Excuse me.
Tamsie!
So I thought perhaps you would join us and tell us all you know about this house of yours. How about the Mad Hatter on the second floor?
Oh, him, he's harmless.
And who owns the place? Who do you pay your rent to?
Well, now you've got me on the spot, Tamsie. Because I don't pay my own rent.
Why should you?
That's what I think.
There's another man on the 3rd floor, about 40, rather bald, with an American accent.
Oh, yes, I've met him on the stairs.
Spoken to him?
No, he, kind of made a pass at me, but, I sized him up. Down and out, living from hand to mouth. What I want is security.
When he opened the door to us this evening, he looked as if he'd been standing behind it.
Maybe he's one of those keyhole guys.
Or any key trouble to look through his own keyhole.
He told us there was no one on the top floor.
He wouldn't know. Nobody knows anything about anybody else that lives in a house like that. It's just as well, too.
May I have the pleasure?
Yes.
Nice little child of nature, Tania.
Innocent. Like Mata Hari.
You know, you independent women miss a lot in life.
What?
Well, your rent, for instance.
When I find mine a strain, I'll let you know.
I'll live for that day. What are you going to eat?
I don't know. It's been a funny sort of evening, hasn't it?
Even if you didn't get your story, that fried chicken here is very good.
Perhaps I'll have some. You know, I can't help wondering about that other man, the American. I wonder just how much he knows.
Or any of them. That crazy actor bloke, or even Tania. Or the man she said was her brother.
Yes, but then none of them could have carried the body downstairs and out of the house. I don't know, it beats me. Yes, I think fried chicken's a good idea.
Well, Yes to murder, with or without bodies. Hello? Am I alone? No, Mac. My room's full of dancing girls and I'm reclining on a gold couch.
I wouldn't put it past you. Can you remember what that girl had on last night? No, not that one. The one you found on the floor. A green dress, gold bangle on the right wrist, and a paste brooch.
Yes, and a green leather belt and a gold buckle.
I thought you'd like to know that we found the body this morning on the steps of the Athenaeum Club.
What? That's not possible. Only bishops go there.
Possible or not, that's where she was. You better come round here. I shall want you to identify the body.
That'll be fun. Good story, Penny.
I know.
Oh, it's not as good as all that. It lacks something.
Huh?
Women can't write about crime with authority.
Jealous?
No. I don't think your line is crime.
What then? Ways with rice?
Yes. Or better babies for better mothers.
Have you been telling her that your mother came from Ireland? Well, we found out something about that girl.
What?
Of course, you're from the press. I keep forgetting.
I am the most discreet woman in Fleet Street.
Oh, let her stay.
I'll be good, really, I will.
I'll take a chance on it. The girl's name was Sadie Jones.
Then do you think it was the Strangler again?
She was what they call a daughter of joy.
I can't ever think why, can you?
Well, judging by all those silver fox capes, they go flashing around. I should have thought it was...
No. Yes, ma'am?
No, I was only going to point out that the criminal picked all his victims from the same class.
Then it was the Strangler.
Go on, Penny, under the table.
Sorry.
Any chance of an arrest?
All in good time.
Anyhow, you know the kind of man you're trying to trace.
We do indeed. All we have to do is to find a man with a kink.
You mean a modern Jekyll and Hyde?
Something like that.
Men of that sort aren't confined to one class. It might be a rich man or a fellow like Ginger. Or even you, Mac.
So that's how you write your thrillers.
The point is to penetrate his camouflage, George. And that requires intelligence.
Rules one of us out.
Definitely.
There was it. These would do justice to any film star.
But how do you account for the body being found on the steps of the Athenaeum?
You want to know too much, young woman. Take a look at this X-ray of the body. All done after death. I don't know what it conveys to a thriller writer, but it tells me a good deal. And I'm taking no chances as to what it may mean to a newspaper woman.
Well, Mac, we'll be getting along. But we'll keep in touch if we may.
I know, like leeches.
It's very nice of you, and I really am grateful.
Oh, that's all right. By the way, would you like these?
What are they?
Tickets for a show. I can't use them.
Oh, it's that new thriller. Like to come?
Love to, with you.
You're right, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Ice in your drink?
No, thanks. It waters it down.
Tell me something about yourself, apart from the fact that you're a tough newspaper woman.
What would you like me to tell you?
I think I'd like you to be an orphan.
Born in China?
Stolen by gypsies.
Left in the forest?
Yes, and reared by a chimpanzee. Working in Fleet Street to keep your foster parent.
In bananas. An idea for your next heroine.
We ought to collaborate.
I don't like collaboration. One does all the work and the other just sits around.
Well, I wouldn't mind sitting around.
Just a minute. Look at that.
What is it?
You remember that cigar blend I picked up on the stairs?
Uh-huh.
Well, I kept it. That's its mate.
What about it? You going to breed them or something?
Oh, do be serious. I think that's the man who told us there was no one in the attic.
Of course, I don't want you to go back if you're bored, Mr. Kuloff.
Yeah, well, I am bored.
But I think it's thrilling, and everybody thinks it's thrilling, except you.
It's about as thrilling as performing seals to me. Now, come on, let's go someplace else.
They're going. Let's follow them.
Don't you like it?
Yeah, but it sort of sticks in your throat, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, honey, but I got something hanging around my neck, you know, business worries.
You haven't lost your money, have you?
What money?
Your money. Your fortune. You know what I mean. Sometimes there's a crash and...
No, nothing like that.
Last night he looked like a tramp. Look at him now.
Well, lots of days I look like a tramp. A pair of old flannel bags and a dirty shirt. You'll hate it.
I'll hate it?
Yeah, when you see me messing around the house.
Whose house?
Ours. Waiter.
Sir?
Waiter, madam's feeling a little faint. She's just had some bad news. Would you bring some brandy?
Certainly, sir, at once.
It's you who are going to need the brandy.
How many yachts have you got, Mr. Kuloff?
Why, only one.
I once knew a man who had 3.
Yeah, well, the only Englishman I know with 3 yachts is in Wormwood Scrubs.
Waiter, do you happen to know who that is, sitting opposite us down below with the girl in the black frock?
Lighting his cigar, madam?
Yes.
Why, it's Mr. Kuloff. Comes here every year from New York.
Mr. Oscar Kuloff, you know him?
Why do you?
Oh, yes, he is a millionaire. He has a villa in Cannes, a villa in Capri, and a penthouse in New York.
Just a home bird.
They say he bought a castle in Hungary and transported brick for brick to his Long Island estate.
What, no yacht?
Oh, yes, he has the most magnificent yacht.
Where does he live when he's in London?
Oh, yes, the suite of the Savoy.
A magnificent suite.
Oh, yes.
So that's Mr. Kuloff. Why, it's going to be the best Jekyll and Hyde story in years.
A magnificent story.
Oh, please, let me get in with it first. Take me home now, will you, Tamsie? I'm going to be up at the crack of dawn.
Waiter.
I thought I told you not to show your face in this office for at least a week.
I know. I just came in to see how you were getting along.
That was very thoughtful of you.
I have an idea. There's a very good story going to break.
Yes, you had that idea the other night.
It was a little premature then. I've discovered that there's a man in that house in Greek Street leading a double life.
There's nothing unusual about that.
This is. His name there is Hiram J. Nash.
Sounds rather bogus to me.
It is bogus. His real name is Oscar Kuloff. He has a suite at the Savoy, and he's by way of being a millionaire.
Did you look him up in the library?
There's nothing in your library, there never is. This is all I could find. Oscar Kuloff, born 1890, educated privately, president of the Electrical Microphone Corporation. Residences, Long Island, Cannes, Capri, has many hobbies. I could tell them one they don't know about. Became an American citizen in 1920.
And he has a room in Greek Street.
Yes. When I saw him first, he looked like a tramp.
Jekyll and Hyde?
That's what I said.
Well, I'll cable New York and tell them to get a line on him. Keep your mouth shut, Penny. It might be a scoop this time.
It is a scoop this time. I'll just stick around until you get a reply.
Stick around nothing. We have a nice little flower show for you to cover.
Who do you think I am? Beverly Nichols?
Phone your story. If anything comes in, the boys will let you have it when you ring up.
Thanks for the lunch.
It was a good idea of yours. I like your hat.
I thought you would. That's why I put it on.
Well, now, how about this flower show?
Oh, I've covered that.
How do you mean? You haven't been near it.
No, but I've got a catalogue.
Huh? Well, I'm blown.
Hybridizing cinerarias. That's a very good start. The sensation of the show was the hybridizing cinerarias. What's it say about them?
Very free-flowered. A charming strain of close habit.
In a range of shades hitherto unknown.
Here's a nice line. Brilliant bedding pansies.
That might be misunderstood. More, please.
The old-fashioned Sweet William has upright habits and exceptional purity.
Is that a flower?
Sure.
Sounds more like a man I know. Hey, give me the catalogue. I'll phone the story straight through. I'll be right back.
Sorry, miss, I didn't get that word. Oh, cinerarias. Okay, yes, I've got it. Oh, just a minute, miss. I've got a message here for you. Yes, it's about the American millionaire, Oscar Kuloff.
Yes. Yes, what's that? In Greek Street? Son of a watcher?
No, miss. Son of a butcher.
I'm a bloodhound, Charlie. I've got my nose right on the ground. Don't you move till I phone my next story.
Yes, but you haven't finished this one, miss. This flower show.
Oh, tell him to look up last year's. I don't know the difference between a hydrangea and a fire engine. So long, Charlie.
Let me see, isn't the Clarion one of the Kempster group of newspapers?
Yes.
I know Lord Kempster pretty well. He was my guest last summer in New York. Well, what do you want me to say, Miss Sutton?
Well, there's a rumor
Yeah?
that you're going to enter British film production.
Oh, heaven forbid. Why should I?
You're interested in electrical sound apparatus. There's a whole crop of rumors circling around you.
Around me? But who knows I'm here, and who knows why I'm here?
Why are you here, Mr. Kuloff?
Oh, just a vacation. A little business thrown in like any other American. Now, don't you try to make a mystery man out of me.
You don't like publicity?
I hate it. You know, you must be very hard up if you're trying to whip something out of nothing.
Oh, we are. There's not a thing today, except that new Strangler murder in Greek Street.
In Greek Street?
Your birthplace, wasn't it?
Say, how did you get onto that?
I looked up your dossier before I came here. I always do that before an important interview.
Jeez. Well, I wouldn't call this an important interview. In fact, I wouldn't call it an interview at all. For 2 pins, I call up Kempster and ask him why the hell I should submit to it.
You could always have me thrown out.
Yeah? Well, I hope that won't be necessary.
We don't seem to be getting on very well, do we?
I don't like news hogs, Miss Sutton, even if they are as charming as you.
Then it's no use asking you to give me your impressions of Greek Street as it is today. That would be interesting. Greek Street's in the news. An American millionaire who was born in the street goes back there and takes a look at it. In all its squalor, its jostling, its violent life. How's that?
You can have it. I wouldn't go within a mile of it.
But surely you've been back there.
Yeah, once, 10 years ago.
Unhappy memories.
I don't care to discuss it. Good day to you, Miss Sutton.
Good day, Mr. Kuloff. Or is it Mr. Hiram J. Nash? Of Idaho?
Give me Imperial Airways.
Well, fancy meeting you.
Odd, isn't it? Have you been following me?
Following you? You left me flat in a deserted restaurant. I might have been swept up with the crumbs.
But you landed in the Savoy instead.
Funny the way one lands in places.
Very funny.
Come and have a drink.
No, I can't, Tamsie. I'm very busy.
Why all this zeal?
I wanted the story of my life.
I phoned Mac a few minutes ago. There's nothing new.
Kuloff's just told me he hasn't been in Greek Street for the last 10 years.
Well, did you tell him he was lying in his teeth?
Oh, I have my methods, Holmes.
Where were you off to just now?
Just following a line of inquiry.
I'll leave it to Mac. Stay and have a drink.
Mac won't write my story for me.
I can't bear this enthusiasm.
Well, goodbye for now.
Penny, I want to talk to you.
Later.
Well, meet me at the Falstaff at 6.
Near as I can make it. So you've come. You didn't expect to see me, did you, Mr. Kuloff, alias Hiram J. Nash?
So you discovered my little secret, eh? Come in.
Have I? How interesting. What secret?
About the rich man with many mansions who came back to the little room in the place where he was born. Isn't that what you're after, Miss Sutton?
No.
No? It's a good story.
Not when there's a better one.
Is there?
You see, Mr. Kuloff, I'm not a sob sister. I'm a crime reporter.
Well, what do you know about that? How about a little drink?
No, thanks, not for me.
Nonsense. Oh, the wheels of conversation. It's kind of cold. Do you mind lighting the gas fire?
Okay.
I'm sorry I can't offer you no fancy drinks, so it'll have to be scotch. Anyway, they're all poured out now. Well, here you are. Pick it up. It's all doped and poisoned. Success to crime.
Are you trying to add me to your list?
Work list.
Casualties. How ridiculous. It really was dope. This sort of thing can't happen. I know all about you.
Not all, young woman. Too much for my peace of mind.
Your usual, sir?
Get her? No. I tried the Clarion. They've been trying to contact her for the past hour. I even rang up Scotland Yard to see if Mac knew anything, but he hasn't.
Hazarding a guess, I should say Penny's trying to ditch you.
She's nearly an hour late.
She cometh not. She cometh not.
Oh, shut up. I think I know where to find her. If she turns up here, tell her I'm at Mars.
Where's that?
She knows.
Abracadabra, abracadee, abracadabra, abracadee. What was that? Hey! Everything comes to him who waits. Yes, yes. A critic wrote that the perfect audience for me would be gagged and bound to their seats. The perfect audience, at last. Wait. Don't move. Don't move.
Hello, Joe.
Evening.
Seen Miss Sutton?
No, I've been busy inside. She's still looking for the Strangler.
What? Yes.
Not a bad story she wrote.
You read it?
I read all the papers.
What, all of them?
Sure, I bought the lot. I've written most of them better myself.
Really?
They wrote it with their gloves on, making out the one that does them's mad.
Don't you think he's mad?
Mad? He's clever. He's got the kind of cleverness we wouldn't understand. Ordinary chaps like you and me.
The old cabaret turn again, eh?
Never mind about the cafe and the dishes all stacked up in the kitchen and the customers waiting to be served, so long as he can play on his old tin can.
Most potent, grave and reverend seniors.
Handkerchief.
A handkerchief!
Give me the handkerchief. The handkerchief. Give me the handkerchief.
Where should Othello go?
No.
How dost thou look now? Oh, ill starred wench, pale as thy smock. You don't like Othello. You don't applaud. You are afraid of Othello.
You know his reputation. He was a strangler.
Daily Clarion. Miss Sutton, please. Hello, is Miss Sutton there? Well, have you managed to contact her? I see. Thanks. Ma? I'd like some coffee.
And say besides that in Aleppo once, where a malignant and a turbaned Turk beat a Venetian and traduced the state, I took him by the throat and smote him thus.
I'm on fire.
I'm on fire! I'm on fire!
Joe, tell me, what makes you think this Strangler chap's so clever?
The way he beats the cops to it, every time.
Well, they get him in the end.
Not in your life, they won't. He's too big for them.
Big? Well, don't be a fool, Joe. What's big about murdering women?
Look at the sort he picks on. Sluts. No good. Not one of them any good. Better gets a kick out of walking around. Incognito.
She'll die! But don't come near! She's mine! She's mine!
What on earth do you think you're playing at?
Leave her alone! She's mine! Have at you! Oh, my props, my precious props!
Kuloff did. He's the Strangler. He's trying to make a boat for him. Point!
If you don't shut up, I'll gag you again.
If for done, it is done. And for whenever done, quickly. She's mine! You stole her!
Thanks, pal. He's dippy. Come on.
Lay on Macduff, and damn be him who first cries hold! Enough!
Yes, I'll see to that. I'll tell you what I'll do. Hello, hold on. Well, you two...
We know who did it. You be quiet, it's my story.
Shut up, I'm busy. What's all this about?
It's a man called Kuloff.
Same again, sir?
Hey, how long before we cross the coast?
Not long now, sir. Something the matter with that bloke in number 4. That's his 3rd double so far.
Looks like he needs them, too.
So you see, everything fits in, and you ought to be able to nab him. Unless, of course, we're too late and he's got away.
Don't worry, he won't do that. George, sir. Better make the usual inquiries.
Very good, sir.
He won't have got very far. You see, the whole thing is so different from the sort of stuff you two deal in.
Nonsense. I had exactly the same situation in Death Under the Arches.
All railway stations and ports will be informed and a full description given of Kuloff. George,
Sir?
You better ring up Croydon yourself.
Very good, sir.
That's the most likely route he'll take.
What happens now?
Better go home and change while we're waiting. When you come back, George will tell you exactly what I want you to do.
Fourth, turn back. Land at lit. They've got the landing lights on.
Hey, what's up?
Couldn't say so. Looks as if they're turning back.
people who come in here like lions go out like lambs.
You can't do this to me. You can't into such an American businessman.
Oh, we've done it. Come on in here. Mr. Kuloff, sir.
I'm Inspector Mackenzie. I'm sorry to put you to this inconvenience. Won't you sit down? Cigar?
Oh, thanks.
Or would you prefer one of your own?
Why, yes, if you don't mind. Thanks.
Yes, they're the same. Mr. Kuloff, I'm sorry to interrupt your journey like this, but I'm afraid I must ask you one or two questions.
Okay, go ahead.
A young woman was found tonight in a house in Greek Street, Soho, number 175. She was bound and gagged, and the place was on fire.
Jeez, officer, I didn't do that.
Didn't do what?
Set that house on fire. I thought you said the house was on fire.
And you let it meteorist? No, I'm still here.
Mr. Kuloff, I'm going to ask you if you wish to make a statement.
I got nothing to say. You gotta prove anything you got against me, and you can't do it.
As you will. But I must warn you that while certain inquiries are being made, I shall have to detain you.
Is this what you wanted, sir?
Matches exactly. I found this scrap of cloth. It was caught in the brooch that Sadie Jones was wearing when she was murdered. It corresponds with the tear in this coat, which I think is yours, Mr. Kuloff.
Why, yes, but how did you get it?
I took the liberty of having your luggage searched while we were having our little chat.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it, I tell you. What am I going to do?
Get me out of here.
So you can't take it?
I want to get to a telephone.
The King against Kuloff.
Members of the jury, you've heard the case for the prosecution and for the defense, and it is for you to decide between the two. The accused insists on his innocence, but he cannot prove it directly because the case for the defense is just as circumstantial as the case for the prosecution. Kuloff, now a rich man, was born in Greek Street, perhaps, as he claims, at the very house which was the scene of the crime. He asserts that it was his desire to buy that house and transplant it brick by brick to his estate in the United States of America. The defense makes a great point of the undoubted fact that he did do that very thing with the castle in Hungary. You may ask yourselves whether what is true and convincing about an isolated castle in Hungary is necessarily equally true about a tenement house in Soho. The defense stresses the contention in support of this that the accused placed an eccentric, or you may prefer to think, half-mad actor in number 175 Greek Street, whose mission was to frighten the other residents out so that he could get the house at what he conceived to be a proper price. But the one man who could have given definite evidence of this point is dead, victim of the fire he himself started. You have heard the story of the accused that he met the murdered girl in Hyde Park and went home with her. That he admits. He contends that it was an accidental and sympathetic interest in a woman he recognized to be a fellow tenant living in the room above him. He alleges and insists vehemently that she left him in the outer room and that he found her dead in the kitchen. Killed, as he would have you infer, by someone else who was hiding there and who escaped. You will, of course, pay great attention to the vital clue of the thread of cloth from the accused's jacket, which was found on the brooch of the dead girl's body. and you must judge for yourselves how much weight to give to his explanation. His story, and this part is true, is that after finding the body, he telephoned his solicitor to come at once to Greek Street, but by mistake rang up someone else. He then awaited his solicitor, but two strangers arrived. When he realized that they had discovered the crime, he panicked, that was his word, waited till they had gone, and then went upstairs and threw the body out of the window. He was not to know, and this is definite, that the body would fall onto a lorry backing into the yard below, and eventually fall on the steps of the Athenaeum Club. In considering this part of the accused's story, you must take into consideration his admitted relations with other women, particularly the evidence of the girl Tania Smith, who lived in the same house. The prosecution has made use, unfortunate use in my view, of the phrase Jekyll and Hyde. I must ask you to remember that this is not a matter of fiction, but of fact. Nevertheless, you must take into account that a man, admittedly leading a double life...
What was he doing in the park?
Storage.
He was in the room. His own admission was enough to hang him.
The clue of the bit of cloth.
Same. Hello there. Late as usual.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I had to get the last of my copy in on Kuloff. Get me a drink, will you?
Same. When does Kuloff,
Day after tomorrow.
And that finishes the Strangler story.
Oh, dear me, no. There's still all the hangover. Things like My Life with Kuloff by Sweetie No. 3 for the Sunday.
What about that villa and all that?
Oh, something to it, but I'm a woman with a career.
All right. But you'll change your mind one of these days.
No. I'm committed to crime.
Where shall we eat? Here? Cheshire cheese? Somewhere west? I think we owe ourselves a celebration.
I've got an idea. Let's go to Joe's.
Joe's? Why? Don't you like clean tablecloths?
I just thought it might be kind of nice to go there, seeing that we sort of started there.
Sentimental little thing, really, aren't you?
I thought I might get some dope about the locals' reaction to Kuloff's execution.
Okay, just a crime reporter.
My sister's little girl does want your autograph, Miss Sutton. I was telling my sister about you yesterday, and up jumps little Doris screaming and yelling for your autograph.
My autograph? You tell little Doris to stick to film stars. Their handwriting's better.
Your story's not so hot. Better than the others, though.
One of your fans, darling.
What's the matter with my story, Joe?
Because you and everybody else has got it wrong. That bloke Kuloff never killed her, nor the others.
Bad luck for him if he didn't. He's going to be hanged.
What makes you say that, Joe?
Because he's not clever enough, that's why. I went round to courts and saw for myself. An ordinary guy like that. Bet the real bloke's clever, though. I bet he's laughing somewhere up his sleeve and waiting for a chance to start again.
Suits you better to mind your own business. When are you going to learn to lay a table properly? Oh, he always does it like that.
Your grab's ready. I'll get it for you.
Joe didn't mean any harm about your story, Miss Sutton. He's a good boy, really. He's just a baby.
What's the matter?
Slight case of shock.
Shock?
Did you see the way Joe laid the table?
What about it?
Just a crime reporter. Remember how the table was laid that evening in Sadie's room?
Tamsie.
Oh, somehow I feel that in my bones I've always known it. Let's go and see Mac. Now, the spoon and fork were correct. But the fork was on the right, and the knife was on the left. That's how they were that night on Sadie's table. And that's how they were tonight.
And if you think that's just coincidence...
I haven't said so.
Joe knew Sadie. I have a feeling he knew her better than he'll admit.
A lot of people knew Sadie.
Well, if I had anything to do with this case, I'd say here was a piece of most important evidence.
Because it's dramatic. The only difference between you and me, Tamsie, is that I've learned to mistrust the dramatic.
You think it's nonsense?
No. No, I wouldn't say that.
Well, what then?
Well, against this, set the proceedings at the Old Bailey. The sifting of evidence, the weighing up, the verdict, the whole machinery of the mills of God, which is the law.
I know, but surely...
If that machinery turns out a man marked guilty, there's only one thing can happen to him. He hangs.
Here's a couple of coffees, Joe.
Seem to find the coffee around here pretty good.
Yes, we do.
I don't like it.
Won't stop me.
I hate it. I think it's a crazy idea.
Now listen, this is my story and my party. You're only asked to help. If you want to back
Somehow I
out...
feel it's a risk.
Risk?
Do you? I don't like it. I'm not going to be a party to it.
Nobody's asking you and nobody's stopping me.
Oh, shut up. I don't know why I even worry about you.
I do. You like me?
You're not bad at that.
Do you stop?
Kuloff to die tomorrow. I wonder what he's feeling like tonight.
Probably thinking what a great guy he is. Most of his sort are like that.
Well, his news all right tonight. Look at the headlines. All London's thinking about him, talking about him. While the cafes in Soho are buzzing with Kuloff, Kuloff, Kuloff. They'll give him a place in Madame Tussauds and people will queue up to see him. You know, people will remember him like Crippen, Smith. Not like you and me, good, dull citizens. We'll be forgotten, Joe. We'll never create in this stir.
You take it from me. Kuloff never done them girls in. He's a cheat. That's what he is.
Why, Joe, what makes you say that?
Never you mind. I'm saying it, see? Laugh if you like. Maybe there's some folks who laugh the wrong side of their face when the real guy starts again.
Rubbish, Joe. Kuloff did it, all right? Well, that sort knows they got the real man if you don't. They've had no trouble since they got Kuloff. Now, if there were another strangling tonight, well, that'd be different.
It would, wouldn't it? More coffee?
I think. Come, Penny.
No, Tamsie. I'll join you later. I'm going to stay here and talk to Joe. You know, I think there may be something in what he says.
That's right. I'm talking sense, I am.
Okay, I'll wait.
No, Tamsie. I want to talk to Joe alone.
Okay. I'll be seeing you.
Sit down, Joe. A cigarette?
Thanks.
Please?
Oh.
Look, Joe, I've got the most wonderful idea, and I want you to help me.
Why pick on me?
Because I think you're right, Joe. It couldn't have been Kuloff. He hasn't the brain. It was someone much smarter than him that killed those girls. Joe, I think there was a third person that night in Sadie's flat.
Well?
Let's go up to the flat and reconstruct the crime. You know, like they do in France. We might find something the police have missed. Not scared, are you, Joe?
Me scared? I'm sure I'll help you. Let's go. I still think it's a silly notion. He wouldn't leave nothing laying around for you to find.
Come on.
Where'd you get them? Keys, I mean.
You'd be surprised what crime reporters can do if they really try. Now, let's pretend I'm Sadie and you're him. We'll just have to imagine Kuloff for the moment. I brought Kuloff home. Now, what's the first thing I do? Oh, I know, of course. I play the gramophone. Now, what's the next thing? I'd ask Kuloff to have a cup of coffee or something to eat. He'd say yes, and I'd go into the kitchen. Now, this is where you come in, Joe. I want you to go into the kitchen and stand behind the door. Oh, come on. You said you'd help. I'd leave Kuloff in here. And then I'd go into the kitchen.
shining there for me, seemed to be a road that I knew.
I light the gas. Remember the kettle was boiling when she was fine?
That the moon above had made for me and you. And I knew life had begun.
There's still something. Oh, I know the stocking. See. Michael. Now what? Oh, of course, curtains. You see, Sadie was...
Why don't they fix that record?
I don't know.
They'd stop it if everything was okay, wouldn't they? Now I'm going to see.
All right, Tamsie, together.
You don't need to do this to me! You don't need to do this to me! Take them off! I ain't gonna be treated like a criminal! I'm too good for that! Take them off, I say! Take them off! Take them off! Take them off!
I should warn you, sir, the news has got round. There's quite a crowd outside. Right, go down and lend a hand. Right, sir.
Big crowd and me the sense of attraction. Something I've always wanted, never had. Well, it was grand while it lasted. For a cigarette.
Wonder what's going on out there.
Say, Ma, it's your Joe. He's in trouble.
Joe in trouble? What is it? I know, he's been street betting again. Well, they can't hang him for that. That's not a crime. I must go and see.
Get back there.
Joe! What you doing to my Joe? You can't take my boy away like this for street betting. You can't treat him like a criminal. You can't take him away like this, I say.
Madam, this is a murder charge. He's just confessed.
Well, that's that.
Sorry?
No, glad.
Why?
Well, you know, I've been thinking. I don't think crime reporting really is my line.
No? You mean that...
I'm thinking of taking up writing. You know, collaboration.
Collaboration? Who with?
You.
Darling.
Tamsie, not here.
Under the lights of Piccadilly.
Look at them. They're more than just lights. They're a promise that everything's all right with the world.
The all's well signal. If they ever go out, we'd have something to cry about.
If they did, they'd come on again. And we'd be standing here, waiting for them.